Today's video is called The Real Reason as to Why You Have Relationship OCD and Relationship Anxiety, also known as the blessings and the gifts of relationship OCD and relationship anxiety. Hi everyone, welcome to Awaken into Love. Welcome to another video and another podcast episode all at Awaken into Love. We are in Kiyomi's Corner today, which is my corner, and I'm going to be speaking to you from my heart. These are one of my favorite videos and my favorite podcast episodes to do because I feel like I can really speak from this place of this vulnerability and almost like a place of my truth and also a place of shakiness. I'm setting the intention to come into this year to talk about things that might be a little bit more controversial, might be a little bit more uncomfortable, but I don't want to be holding back something that I feel can empower all of you. And this is my personal journey. And having had Awaken into Love for the past almost 10 years, seeing tremendous growth, seeing tremendous healing with my clients and my members, I don't want to hold important information back that could potentially help you. There are a couple of disclaimers that I really want to say before jumping into today's video, because today's video is called The Real Reason as to Why You Have Relationship OCD and Relationship Anxiety, also known as the blessings and the gifts of relationship OCD and relationship anxiety. 3 specific disclaimers. 1, of course, this is my personal experience. When I say the real reason, it is a way for you to start to shift away from that survival base brain to something that may be bigger, more expansive, more empowering for you. Instead of seeing relationship OCD as this disordered, broken, wrong thing about you, which we don't believe at Awaken into Love, which you probably already know by now, you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not disordered. Your brain isn't broken. And that's something I want you to understand as we come into Awaken into Love, if that feels empowering for you. So again, know that this is my personal experience, but I have used this type of perspective with my clients and members, and it has really been life-changing for a lot of them. So I really wanted to share it with you. The second thing that I want to bring up is that in this video, I am in no way bypassing, spiritually, emotionally bypassing, or dismissing the pain and the suffering that comes with relationship OCD. I have expressed many times that I believe that relationship OCD was probably the top hardest, alongside my dad passing, probably the hardest thing that I have ever gone through. I was debilitated by it. I didn't know if I would ever be able to break free from it. I felt that I was in constant chains by it, and I was debilitated. It was something that pained me for decades of my life. Many of you know I've struggled with relationship OCD, anxiety, panic disorder, hypochondria, and other forms of obsessive compulsive behavior. So I really understand to the core, to the bones, of what it means and feels to experience relationship OCD and relationship anxiety. So please know I am in no way dismissing the pain that you're in, the suffering that you're in, and I would never, ever, ever want to dismiss that or take that away. I see you in the suffering of it, and I hope that in some way this video can offer a place of compassion and kindness for that suffering, to be able to uplift it in a way that it's seen, and that it can start to use a different lens to empower itself. So that's the second thing I want to go over. And the third thing that I really want to say is that this video and my message might not resonate with your present self right now. But if in some way I can speak to your future self that is going to remember this, that is going to listen to this, then I hope that in some way I can start to shift your perspective on what you're going through, to be able to empower you in a different way, for you to be able to relax more into your nervous system and move from a place of survival to a place of ease, because that's really what we want. So if this message doesn't resonate with you, I hope in some way that your future self will say, I'm starting to see these little messages and these little things that Kiyomi's been speaking to me about, and I am so proud of myself for being able to see that. So as many of you know, as I talked about in the beginning, relationship OCD has always and was always an incredible, painful experience. I struggled with panic disorder and obsessive compulsive behavior since I was pretty young. I didn't realize that there were certain behaviors that I would do that would kind of be repetitive, that would be compulsive, until I became 16. And then I went through a traumatic instance that really started to bring up really strong obsessive compulsive behaviors, moving into relationship OCD. And throughout that journey, I was always told by different psychiatrists and different therapists that, there was something wrong with me. There was something that I needed to fix. There was something that was broken with me and that I needed to medicate, and that I wasn't really normal in part of society. That's kind of what we start to feel when we see different therapists who really believe that relationship OCD or any type of mental health challenge means that there's something broken with us. Again, not to dismiss anything that they have said if it's empowering for you, but for me, there's a place within my heart and my soul that actually believed that there must be a greater reason for this. There must be a greater purpose for the struggles and the suffering that has occurred in my life. And that's really the distinction that we use in Awaken into Love when we believe that something is happening to us versus that's something that's happening for us. And when we say something happening for us, it doesn't dismiss the challenges of it. The anger that comes, the grief that comes, the hatred that comes, that we feel toward relationship OCD. But it starts to allow this different perspective that actually brings a sense of greater understanding and greater courage as we go through something as difficult as relationship OCD. So there was always something within my bones and my soul that felt like, maybe this is helping me in some way, even though I don't see it right now, even though I don't believe it right now. Maybe, just maybe, all I need to do is take some steps forward, one day, one moment, 1 second at a time, because in different situations, I was literally taking it 1 minute at a time. But maybe I just need to put one step forward and trust in this journey that I'm in. Trust that I've seen other mentors and other teachers that have been able to find gifts and blessings from what's going on, and trust that I will be held and I will be able to get through this. There must be something deeper within this. And so over time, as I started to really dive into understanding what was going on within myself, because there wasn't that much information out there at all, you guys, this happened when I was like in 2006, when the obsessive thoughts kind of really started to get really intense. I started to really dive into understanding what could be happening. What could be happening not to me, but happening for me. And over time, as I've been doing this work through decades, or been having had experienced relationship OCD for a long time, I started to understand and started to have this perspective that maybe relationship OCD was some sort of initiation. And bear with me one moment as I say this, but maybe relationship OCD is not necessarily there to punish me or to hurt me, but maybe it's actually pushing me to evolve into a person that I deep down really want to access, which is my core self. Maybe relationship OCD and relationship anxiety isn't there to demonize me or to ultimately hurt me, but maybe it is my only way to be able to start to question my thoughts, to be able to start to question my emotions, to be able to start to move away from this place of codependency and deep attachment toward believing that another person or another situation would be the cause of my happiness, to be able to start to question societal beliefs that are actually restricting my core self, and to be able to start to move into a place of unconditional love where I was operating in a place of conditional love. So I started to see relationship OCD and this challenge and this darkness as a place of initiation. And what initiation really means in a dictionary form is to really to step in, to step up, to come into a threshold. So when a girl becomes a woman during the menstrual cycle, that is one form of initiation. When a boy becomes a man, that's another initiation. When a maiden becomes another, that's another initiation. When someone is going through a specific profession and moving from a student to a teacher, that's another initiation. And I really believe that in life, we are asked over and over again in different forms to go through initiations. And initiations are hard. They are really, really fucking hard. And sometimes initiations feel wrong. But the purpose of initiation is to allow us to step into a place of true evolution and growth. It pushes us. It pushes us to a place of true expansion and evolution. And I really believe that deep down, we crave that. We crave a sense of evolution. There's a part of your soul, there's a part of your psyche that knows that you are not meant to be in a constant place of survival, which is what relationship OCD is. It knows that in some way, You have specific wounds and traumas that you are specifically and only looking out of, believing that they are you and believing that this is the only way to live, and it's not. But the only way for us to be able to truly push ourselves into evolution, truly push ourselves into a place of expansion, is usually through the darkness. And the darkness is the initiation of relationship OCD. So what if relationship OCD and relationship anxiety wasn't, again, meant to truly hurt us or to really demonize us or to say that there's something wrong with us? But usually as human beings, we do need places of struggle. We do need places of suffering in order to change, in order to evolve. I love happiness. I love pleasure. I love comfort. And I believe that as humans, we are meant to experience these joys and this beauty and this happiness in our life. And as a contrast, especially as I watched my son recently, I noticed that he goes through specific milestones, and each milestone requires regression. And it also requires a sense of growth, and that growth is uncomfortable. And in order for him to get to different milestones as he grows and grows, as he grows, as he starts to reach, as he starts to have teeth, as he starts to teeth, as he starts to sit up, as he starts to try to crawl, he struggles through it. His body is struggling through it, trying to find its center. And so I believe in a lot of ways the suffering or the struggle that we are going through is pushing us into our next phase. So what if we can start to see the challenges that we are going through, specifically relationship OCD and relationship anxiety, as that push? What if, again, it's not meant to label us as a disordered, broken person, but meant to nudge us into something that could be greater for us, which is something that I personally experienced. I've come to find through my journey of relationship OCD and relationship anxiety that it has ultimately been a blessing for me. Again, you might be seeing this and being like, oh my God, Kiyomi, it is not a blessing at all. It is not a gift at all. It is a curse, and it is the worst thing in the world. And I want to look at you and say, I get it. I totally get it. And you can feel that way. You can hate it. You can curse at it. You can be angry at it. You have all the right to feel that way. And what if in some way this could be your teacher? What if this in some way was preparing you for a person, a version of yourself that you will in the future be so in awe by? Be so shocked by. I mean, I ask this in my kick circle all the time, my Kiyomi's inner circle. And I say to them, in what way do you feel like relationship OCD has pushed you? How have you grown? And so many people, almost everyone can raise their hand and say, I'm able to be more compassionate to myself. I'm able to actually be with my emotions. I'm able to access my inner child that for a long time has just wanted to be held, wanting to be seen by me. I'm actually able to express my needs. I'm able to recognize that boundaries are actually extremely compassionate and good for my relationship. I'm actually, for the first time, able to find happiness within myself. I'm actually able to question the thoughts, because I thought the thoughts were me, the thoughts that were saying that I was a horrible person, that I needed to leave my partnership, that I was wrong, that I should be ashamed of myself, that I'm unattractive, that I'm ugly, that I'm not worth it. All of these things that have put me down, I realized that those thoughts aren't me, and I don't have to believe them. I'm realizing for the first time that I don't need to follow every single emotion, because every time I followed every single emotion, my life has felt chaotic. It's felt dysfunctional. It's felt not stable. Oh, I realized that I don't have to live the stories of my mother. My mother's told me for a long time of who I need to love and who I need to marry. And the first time I've decided to take my power back and say, I get to decide that for myself. I get to live according to what my heart is saying. Oh, for the first time, I was able to have a communication or have this deep communication with my partner where we saw face to face with each other, where I was able to sit with my partner in their pain because I have been able to know how to start to sit with my own pain through the relationship OCD. Oh, for the first time, I was able to step into something that felt good for me, because my whole life, I felt like I wasn't able to access what felt good, what felt pleasurable, until I was able to earn it. But now I realize that I'm able to be able to feel fulfillment, to feel happiness. It's the first time I've really felt unconditional love with myself and with my partner. Oh, for the first time, I've been able to recognize that maybe, just maybe, there's something that's greater outside of me and that I can surrender into that. It's the first time where I have really felt true love for myself, for my partner, and even for this world. That's on a micro level, you guys. That's on a micro level of how if we choose this initiation, we can step more into this place of change within ourselves individually. But there's also something that's even more powerful within the individual change, which is also the community change that happens. The change that happens when we take a relationship OCD and we decide to evolve from it. We decide to become better mothers, better fathers, better sisters, better friends. And we start to be able to be there for our friends deeper, be there for our children, work on the generational trauma that was coming up. And relationship OCD was saying, hey, these thoughts, the suffering, I'm going to push you to look at it. I'm going to push you to see this generational trauma, this trauma that you've picked up from your family, because I know you don't want to push that down and put that down constantly on your child. We're not perfect. I'm a mother. I know that. And that's part of also the generational trauma, right? That part of that perfection that can come up. But this is the cue. This is the message that relationship OCD can bring. It can change us on an individual level if we choose to, which is all the things I expressed before that so many of my members constantly tell me. And then it changes us on a communal level. It changes us in our family. It changes us with our friends. It changes us as a teacher. It changes us as a musician. And that's also really another cool thing about relationship OCD, which is we can start to use relationship OCD in a way to move more into our values. So for me, I value being a compassionate, loving person. And I really believe that I have decided to use relationship OCD to get there. I have become more compassionate. I've become more understanding of myself and the world. By understanding my feelings, by healing parts of myself, I've been able to do that. If you're an artist, you can use relationship OCD as the same. If a value of yours is to create art, use your challenges to do so. If you're an entrepreneur, how can you use this to be a better CEO, a better manager, a better entrepreneur in your business? How can this propel you? How can relationship OCD give you courage, give you confidence, give you strength? If you're a mother, how can relationship OCD make you more present with yourself? Because when we're more present with ourselves and our emotions, we're more present with our children. We're more present with our family. By you doing this work, by you stepping in and using relationship OCD to unravel the specific wounding and the trauma that you've brought on within your family, you are more able to help your child. And then in that way, they can help their children. You're literally helping the world. If you are a lover, which you are usually when you're watching this video, then you can be a better lover through relationship OCD. It will teach you compassion. It will teach you courage. It will teach you loyalty. It will teach you resilience. It will teach you what it means to move from codependency to interdependence if you choose the initiation. Whatever your value is in life, whatever your career, you can use the challenges in relationship OCD to put you there. In order to have trust, we need to have doubt. And where does doubt come from? Doubt comes from relationship OCD. Doubt comes from anxiety. Doubt comes from the obsessions. Can I trust this? And in order for us to gain self-trust and courage, we need to have the doubt. And that's the blessing of relationship OCD. So my invitation for you is to start to move away from this idea of being wrong if you have relationship OCD. Maybe, just maybe, instead what it's asking from you is to step into something greater. Step into something that will unfold for you moment by moment. You only just have to take one step in, day by day, moment by moment, second by second. If day by day feels too much, start small. Start small and take continual steps to step into this initiation. There's a uniqueness in people who have it. There's a uniqueness because that uniqueness is that calling to step into something greater, to your future self, to this greater, expansive version of yourself. Not better, but a greater, more expansive version. Because what we're moving from is we're moving from a place of survival to a place of expansion, to a place of ease. to a place where our nervous system can feel that love that we are so desperately wanting to feel. That feels scary. We deserve it. You deserve it. So maybe, just maybe, there's something greater that's unfolding for you. And this greatness, even though it's masked in the form of relationship OCD, is asking you to step in. And as I explained before, I always believed in a greater reason. I trusted. I tried to trust, even though at times I constantly doubted, of course. But through that doubt, I learned how to trust. Something that I end in with Kick many, many times in my inner circle is this idea that by stepping in and doing this work, by healing and integrating these parts within us, not only are we changing our life individually, not only are we changing our life in a community, in our family, in our partnership, in our friends, but we're also changing the world. And so when we make change within ourselves, that ripples out into our family, which ripples out into our collective, which ripples out into the world. And in that way, we are changing the world. We are shifting the world. So maybe, just maybe, this could be the real reason as to why you have relationship OCD. It all depends on your perspective. And in the perspective that I have chosen to live by, that has helped me every single day, not only with our OCD, but everything else in my life, I've chosen to believe that maybe there is a greater purpose here. We don't have to believe in God. We don't have to believe in something grandiose unless you choose to. But maybe, just maybe, there's a part within you that is asking for you to step in. That is not saying to you, this is wrong about you, and this is why you need to be punished, and this is why you have relationship OCD. But a way for you to be a better lover, not only to yourself, not only to your partner, not only to your family, but to this world. Maybe, just maybe. All right, that's it for today's video. I really hope that this video helped you. Again, please take what works for you and discard what doesn't. You always have the ability to choose in what you want to believe and what you want to empower you. So please, please, please listen to that. But this is something that has heavily helped me in the way that I operate and live my life. And it has created so much expansion and so much ease and so much love that I can't even explain. If you are new, welcome. We have a free ROCD checklist. You can find that at awakeninntolove.com. And if you're ready to step in and you're ready to understand more about relationship OCD and relationship anxiety, we have an amazing academy and an amazing community at the ROCDcourse.com. ROCDcourse.com without the, but you can find all of that at awakeninntolove.com as well. And if you're really wanting to do more group work and you're really wanting my help and to be able to step in deeper, I have my Kiyomi's Inner Circle, which is part of the Relationship OCD Academy right now. If you are not a member, you're not able to join. The doors are closed. But if you are a member of the ROCD Academy, you're welcome to join anytime. Hopefully sometime in the future, we will open the doors up for the public again. But for now, you are only able to join if you are a part of the ROCD Academy. So take that invitation. It's an amazing, amazing invitation. It's an amazing, amazing place. The ability I've been able to see people heal, to be able to grow, to be able to evolve, to be able to step into this initiation and to be a better lover for themselves and for the partner has been absolutely incredible. Thank you all for being here. I'm so fucking proud of you every single day. I hope you're proud of yourself too. Here's to being human, everyone. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.